Hey, gang. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Hope you guys enjoyed the Sunday wisdom teaching. It's really hard to articulate that much, what's going on there under the surface for so many people, right? I mean, the end result is just us living together in equality. So, a lot of you, I believe that this is why this is happening, and I'll let you guys know that a lot of you that are watching my channel are shaman, right? You guys are guides, seers, and so it's really easy for you to connect and understand what I'm saying. It's like, yeah, anytime anybody is put in a power position in front of somebody else, that relationship turns toxic, right? And so, you know, if you connect people in a way that is organic, that forces people to be of service to each other, no matter where they're at in that organism, just like your own living body, then it purges toxicity within the self to make sure that you're of service every day in the right way that you need to be, right? And at the same time blocking toxicity and purging toxicity out of the system. Let's say somebody just doesn't want to be of service, right? Then that person needs to be exiled. So these are old spiritual laws, and that's why the way that the Jews actually worked their organic system before they nominated a king was pretty organic and self-sufficient. They actually, would make sure that the people that were beggars and basically people that refused to work, right? They would still offer them 10% to charity. At the same time, you're still taking care of education, the disabled, and the elderly. Those are three classes of people that will always need support from the working class, the people that are working. And so the way I've seen it, and I've noticed the trend within the last couple of years, let's say the tarot readers out there are trying to help people understand where they're purging toxicity in their own lives, making sure they're blocking off negative energies that are feeding off of them, and at the same time, lifting people up, right? We're all divine beings here to do, and we all have a divine purpose. We're all members of a multi-membered body. And so, when I talk about partnerships, for now, I'm not actually talking about building anything. For one thing, you have to teach, and there's so much teaching that needs to happen that on a large scale for this, that you both, it does a couple things, right? For one thing, I had to master myself to make sure that I'm purged of toxicity, to make sure that I'm available and to be of service when I need to be of service. That creates healing within the self. So as you're becoming the shaman and teaching other people, you're purging toxicity within the self, which is, it's creating a natural organism of working together that's blooming organically from the inside out. And once it reaches a threshold, 11:33 on the clock. Once it reaches this threshold, bang, right, flips over. So I hope that makes sense for you guys. It's a we're healing the group collective. And now, obviously, and I've talked about this yesterday, half of the tree probably won't be healed. It's just not ready in this lifetime. So accepting that, still loving those people unconditionally, but at the same time, not really interested in working with those people, right? But providing for whatever that is they need, that's part of what we're here to do, right? Mastering yourself and make sure you're viewing it in a wholesome mindset, and we're of service to each other in the right way. The old monetary system, the Babylonian magic money system, was set up to create imbalances in the wrong way, right? Because now you have to pull energetically towards you from your environment, which pulls you up into a narcissistic, unhealthy relationship with somebody else. Because if you have more capital than someone else, then you are in a power position over that person. For example, the easiest example is if you just see a homeless person on the side of the road, right? Somebody who, it could be a mental health issue, it could be anything. It could be somebody who's super empathic and refuses to work in the system we have. then the society that we have now, you're in a power position over that individual just because they don't want to work in that system. Super toxic, right? That's why we don't see. That's why our life expectancy is so short on this planet. As soon as you are forces you to have service to each other naturally, and you're connecting in an organic way, then it raises your awareness. You start to move from mortal to immortality. That's why, the teachings of Jesus, he didn't actually, when he healed somebody, they just started following him. They became a larger and larger group, because what good would him to heal somebody and then, now you're not working together. You just leave each other to live separate lives in some kind of dysfunctional system, right? It doesn't work that way. Eventually, we all know where that story led. One comment I heard yesterday was, or it was a couple days ago in one of my other videos, somebody asked me or said, wait till you find out what, the actual origin of the Bible and when it was written, and it's going to blow your mind. Nothing would surprise me, right? It wouldn't surprise me if half of it was fictionalized. For one thing, I've heard from a lot of sources that the book of Revelation is over 3,000 years old. And there's, when you think about what we're living in, all the stuff that we're doing here, we have this illusion of choice, but in a lot of ways we don't have choice until we reach a certain thing, because the organism is always going to heal in a certain way. It's part of cycles and growth and how everything kind of works together, if that makes sense. So I'd like to think, you guys that are watching this channel, you guys are the shaman. You guys are the ones leading this, overarching structure that's going to help people start to serve each other naturally. Because obviously, in the extended forecast, we're not just going to be long-term YouTube readers, right? I mean, it would make sense if everybody's ascending in consciousness. We're all not going to be just reading for each other on YouTube. That just doesn't make sense, right? We need to lead our kids. Where are our kids going? We have students who need to learn how to work together healthily and not put themselves in narcissistic systems where they're given power over other people, because that will always lead to a dysfunctional relationship. So we'll do a spa reading, right? And thanks for the support, you guys. Thanks for all the views. I really appreciate it. If I sound a little chipper today, I don't know. It's beautiful. It was raining yesterday, and today it's like sunny, a little bit breezy, but you guys are getting all the Queen cards. And the Fox. Harnessing, it feels like you guys are harnessing many different parts of yourself. And making decisions. This is this card is it's like, you're finally at a place where you're really making decisions, positive choices as far as your convictions, right? This is a convicted person, not like going to jail, but you're sure of your convictions. Fiery energy. I love this guy. I wish it would get a little more focus so you could see the look on his face. Can I do this? I don't know. I can barely see it. He just looks determined, right? And he looks like a hermit. He's got the hermit look, right? I mean, he's like, he's got no pants, right? Hermits don't wear pants. Right. So we got two Queen cards out here. Queen of Stones with the light in the background, the Queen of Arrows. So this is like the Queen of Wands or Queen of Swords energy almost, where you're sure of what you're doing. Instruction, Guardian, and Home. This is passionate conviction and instruction. the and guarding guarding ancient secrets. This is what this reminds me of, right? You're guarding ancient secrets. And so, we're teaching people how to purge toxicity out of the body to make sure that you're of service to the people around you. So I enjoy most of the readers and the psychics, especially on YouTube, because you guys are channeling information for the group collective so people understand what they need to do, when they need to do it, but at the same time kind of empowering them to follow their own guidance and their own direction if they feel like they need to go, right? So yeah, another queen card. It's just all queens, like a lot of Empress energy for you guys. But then there's a little bit of futility attached to it. Defeat with fiery energy. Defeat. Five of Swords. So, I mean, maybe we are suffering a few defeats here, right? Feels like these are together. This Prince of Wands. So you're still instructing, moving forward, making decisions, but it's kind of like a prince energy. This is something coming towards you, and it feels like this defeat energy has more to do with other people, maybe trying to influence you in a way. Tell me how this resonates, but that's the feeling I'm getting, because I switched decks, and now it feels like this is something coming towards you guys. And those are the type of cards I pulled. So there's a lot of defeat. When you can't sell products anymore, right? If all you're doing is trying to sell something, I made a post. I saw someone kind of made a post about this the other day, and then I made a comment. Because people are, actively trying to sell things like emotional intelligence, and I've talked about this before. But, you can't, the only way that people really purge toxicity is when they're forced to be of service to other people. And purging that toxicity daily. Those are daily spiritual practices, and those are things that everybody's aware of. That's not something that you should have to pay somebody for. It's readily available, right? We all know how to get up in the morning and kind of do our morning exercises and yoga and stretch and move energy in the body and go through our meditative states to make sure that we're channeling the right things for other people, to let them know, how we can be of service to one another. And so this energy is, to me, this is the breaking down of the ability for one thing, money isn't if there's less amount of money, you can't really control people anymore, because people stop responding to it, right? And they're starting to see, your environment's starting to see how it's not like me actively selling you advice isn't working anymore, right? Right. I mean, what are you selling? It's not a secret how to purge toxicity in the body. You place yourself in service altruistically. Now, if you do it for money, you don't necessarily have, right? Now you're supported by the money system, and you don't necessarily have to support somebody specifically in a way that's helpful to them, because you're already taken care of. When you do it altruistically, you have to make sure that you're getting a positive result from that person, or else you won't get anything in return, right? So there is that. So let's get an oracle card. Something simple. So overall message is, you guys are determined, guarding, a lot of ancient knowledge, and instructing people on what they need to do. And that, the first generation of people, I mean, these are all the teachers, the readers, the intuitive experts on they're teaching the public. I found out that less was being taught on a lot of the other there's some stuff being taught, and you guys can let me know. But it seems like Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn are much less instructive than YouTube, right? Because YouTube, you can actually look up specific videos and see, if you want to know about a certain thing. And obviously, the best thing we can do is connect in a way that is, ideally, it'd be connecting as a group of teachers and guides in an organic system in order to teach people how to work together, right? And then you just end up becoming, as you've purified yourself, you're just purifying conflicts in the body as they arise. Because when people try to work, invariably when people work together and they're creating, communities, the conflicts always arise, right? Somebody's not used to not being in a power position. And so, I am totally okay with not being in a power position. I don't know about the rest of you guys. Balance, right? Seeking balance. Always seeking balance, right? Giving and receiving with equal measure. This card is interesting. And then there's like this. Notice how they've got their hands above their head. It looks like it's taking a picture in front of a leaf, like a transparent leaf. Because balance always creates growth, right? And then the light above their head, so it's like the yin and yang are balanced. The right and left is balanced, and it's creating a light above their head where they're constantly ascending. Very cool. Love you guys. Have a wonderful day, and we'll catch you in the next one.